today I'm thinking a nice full body, head to toe, just getting everything in, not really focused on any one particular part. But I don't know about you, I'm a little sore, feel like I need to stretch everything. So let's take it from there and see where we end up. So join me. Let's start with the toes. So sitting back, toes tucked under, opening up the bottoms of the feet. I know sometimes the pinky toes like to kind of miss out on this, so take a look behind you, make sure every little toe is getting a stretch. And then as you get deeper into the bottoms of the toes, you can start to work the knees forward, getting deeper into the toes. So you can stay here or start to work your knees forward. And then just close your eyes. Use this as a way to ground yourself, to commit to your practice. Trusting that we'll be here for a good 45 minutes or so. One more breath here. Good, and then slowly lean forward. Tap out the tops of the feet, circle out the ankles, and sit back. So countering that, a lot of times in our yoga pose, we'll do one variation, one forward fold, or for example, the toes, and then we'll do a back bend. So it's always good to do that counter, yin and yang extension. So stay here, or you can, if you're not getting enough of a stretch on the tops of the shins and the tops of the feet, you can lift to one knee, or perhaps both. I'm going for one today. And keep that focus on the breath. If you have one knee, go ahead and switch. Good, and then lower. Walk the hands forward. Let's come to a cat-cow. So hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders and sitting bones up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round, tuck the chin in. Broaden through the shoulders, mid-back, lower back. Inhale, open up the chest, look up. Exhale, round. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good, come to a neutral spine and lift the right leg. Keep the hip closed, reaching back through that right heel. You're activating the leg as straight as possible. Be mindful that you don't lock out the elbows. So a lot of times I see people lock out, arms are straight. It's easier, yes, but what's happening is we're hyperextending our elbows sometimes, usually most of the time, and we're not really using our arms to hold this up. We're using our joints. So can you keep your elbows soft? Try to pull your creases of the elbows towards one another, so they're not jetting out forward. And then use your arms. You're gonna feel it more in your triceps, but that's okay. Breathe. And then start to stack right hip on top of left, lifting the right arm up for supported Ardha Chandrasana. Breathe, keep reaching that right arm up. If this is too much, you can lower the right foot and go for this modification. Otherwise, see if you can keep the right foot lifted. Turn the top palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. Keep lengthening through the right heel. One more. Right arm up, broaden. Lower the right hand. Close the hip again, so you're working right inner thigh up. Inhale, lengthen through the right leg. Exhale, round, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower chest and chin. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale. Exhale. Knee to nose, inhale. Exhale, lower. Good, inhale up. Lower the right knee. Big toes, knees open up. Child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Good, other side. Coming back onto all fours, lifting the left leg. flex the foot, working the left inner thigh up, engaging the core, and again, keeping the elbows soft. Inhale, lengthen through the left leg. Keep creating space. And then right hand in front of the right knee, left arm up, stacking hips, opening up. Again, you can lower the left foot if it's too much. Keep reaching back through the right heel. Turn the top palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. One more breath. Left arm up, broaden, lower the left hand, close the hip, lift the left heel. Inhale, lengthen. Now notice how you lifted the left heel. I just felt it in my own body. My back bend started to get bigger. So can you keep the core engaged while lifting your right leg? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower, chest and chin. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Good, inhale up. Lower the knees, back to that child's pose. Just getting into the hips, creating space in between each vertebrae. Lengthening the hips from the shoulders. Spread through the fingers, lift the hips for downward facing dog. Sink the heels. And soften the right knee, sink the left heel. Keep reaching the hips up. And switch. Back to neutral. Inhale, shoulders forward, broaden through the shoulders, and just kind of shift the weight over the fingers and the toes. Keep your hips level in line with your shoulders. And pause here. Broaden through the shoulders. Inhale, engaging the legs. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Sink the hips, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look between the hands and walk, feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And just separate the feet, grab opposite elbow and bend the knees. You can sway a little side to side. Keep tucking the chin in, lengthening the back of the neck. Release the elbows, let the arms just dangle as you slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Shoulders back. Bring the hands to the lower back. Inhale, push the hips forward, look up. Exhale, neutral spine. Heel toe the feet together. Let's warm up. Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees, sweep the arms. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Left heel and right foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one. Lower the hands, same exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Other side, right heel in, left foot lunges. Inhale. Lower the hands, same exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back for 5 breaths. So in your down dog, can you lift the armpits up? Roll the triceps under to broaden the shoulders. Spread through the fingers, especially grounding the root of the index finger. Make sure your head's just hanging. And see if you can ground the heels to lift the toes. It's still the beginning of your practice, so maybe not quite yet, or maybe yes. Not identifying any particular pose or working to the floor as good or bad. One more breath. Good, look between the hands. Walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Feet together, bend the knees, sweep the arms. Inhale, chair pose. Weights in the heels. Tuck the tail. Good, straighten the legs. Hands by the hips. Separate the feet hip width apart. So take a look, make sure the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. Bring the hands on the hips. Inhale, open up the chest, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Middle and index finger, hook the big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Breathe, working the shoulders away from the ears. Working the belly towards the legs. One more breath. Good. Inhale, lengthen through the front body, look forward. Bring the right hand to the right hip. Shift the weight into the right foot. And come up to standing with the left leg. Take your time. Keep pushing into that left big toe. Now, right now, I can keep my legs straight, but I know that I'm leaning forward. Today is a tight day, so I'm gonna bend my left knee. Usually, I can keep the leg straight, but it doesn't matter, right? We just do yoga to feel good. It's not about a performance. It's not about pushing ourselves to our limits every single day. So I'm gonna bend my left knee because it feels better today. That's gonna allow me to keep a long spine, to lift up, to engage my core even more. Then open up to the left. You can turn the gaze to the right. Breathe. Back to neutral. And set up a standing twist. So right hand to the left knee or the left foot. Left hand reaching back. Keep the spine nice and tall, lifting up through the crown of the head. Twisting, using your obliques to help you twist. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Look forward. Hug the left knee in, close to the chest, using your biceps. Good, and then bring the hands to the hips. Straighten out the left leg. Now notice the tendency. As soon as we straighten that leg, we want to lean back. See if you can lift up, resist that. Maybe it means bending your knee a little to really engage your core, to lift up, and then you can start to work on straightening that left leg. It's no easy task. Good, and lower, left foot down. Kind of shake it out. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Make sure the feet are hip width apart. Padagustasana again, hooking those big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more breath. Crown of the head reaching down, shoulders are soft. And then left hand to the left hip. Shift the weight into the left foot and come up with the right leg. Again, you can keep the leg straight, so I know this is okay, but I'm leaning forward a bit because my hamstrings are tight today. So I'm gonna bend the right knee. That's gonna allow me to stack, to get taller, to pull this right shoulder back. Left hand stays on the hip and open up to the left, right. Gaze over to the left, breathe. Back to center. And then switch the grip. So left hand to the right knee or foot, right hand reaching back. Opening up the chest, keep your hips facing forward, and then you start the twist from your obliques. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good, look forward. Hug the knee into the chest, shoulders back and down. Good, and then hands to the hips. Flex the right foot and straighten that right leg. Keep lifting up, engaging the core, breathe. And then slowly lower right foot to left. Good, shake out the hips. Let's separate the feet so they're about the width of the mat. Bend the knees for a yogi squat. Elbows are on the inside of the knees, firmly pushing the hands together. So this is a nice stretch. You might be feeling it in your lower back, the inner thighs, even the quads. Wherever you feel it, it's exactly where you need it. So that is the thing that I love about yoga. We can roll out our mat and do the same exact poses every day, which I certainly don't do. I don't know about you guys unless you're doing the same class over and over. You're getting into different poses at some point. And we always feel different, depending on our physical activity, maybe less or more, whether we ran, whether we did a chiseled class, whether we sat on the couch and watched movies. It's all going to impact our yoga practice. And it's up to us to react or to respond. So don't make it good or bad. Don't make tight hips awful today. It doesn't matter. We're just here to find that tension, to breathe through it and to create some space. Not only physically, but can we create space in our mind? So we have more room for good things, to allow good thoughts to come in rather than consuming ourselves with those bad thoughts. One more breath here. Good. Bring the hands to the front of the mat. Keep your hips low. Bring the knees into the armpits for Bakasana. So you want your knees into the armpits if possible. If not, you're getting as close onto the triceps or the armpits as you can and start to lift one foot or both. Keep breathing. Start to look forward. Pull the shoulders back. Keep lifting. If you have liftoff, can you bring the heels together? Splay the toes out. One more breath. And then shoot the legs back, vinyasa. Inhale up. Let's stay in up dog. This feels good. So you can separate the feet a little bit wider if your lower back is tight. And eventually you want just the tops of your feet and your hands touching, so your legs are just floating. But if you need more, you can lower to the knees for more support. Keep pulling the shoulders back. Gaze over to the left. To center and to the right. To center, tuck the chin in. Keep tucking the chin in. Stay on the tops of the feet. Tops of the feet, down dog. If it's excruciating, ignore me. If you can bear it, enjoy it. Breathe. Untuck the toes. Walk out the feet, downward facing dog. Good, lift the right leg. This time, open up the hip. Let this feel good. Keep working both legs as straight as possible. Try to spin the right ribs down, sinking the left heel. And then right foot in between the hands. Turn the left heel in. Warrior one. Open up, warrior two. So we're turning the right knee towards the right pinky toe. Taking a look at the back foot. Alignment, you're pulling your left hip back. And then naturally, so I've been talking a lot about this in my community classes. But typically, if we weren't thinking about our warrior two, our hips would look like this. I don't know if you can tell, but my hips are way off. They're not even. So this is comfortable. This is a warrior two. But to get even more out of my warrior two, I would ground the left hip. That's going to engage my right quad more, and whoop, it turns on that left hip way more. So see if you can try to take a look at where your hips are. Good, and then keep your chest facing the left side of the room. Interlace the fingers. Draw the palms together, shoulders back. Bring the right shoulder to the outside of the right knee. Keep your chest facing the left. Reach forward through the crown of the head and back through the knuckles. That back foot is grounded, active. And then roll the right shoulder to the inside of the knee and start to square your torso to face the front of the room. You may shorten your stance to make it more manageable. Can you pull your right hip back and your right shoulder back? That's going to help roll your left hip, your left shoulder forward. One more breath. Good. Keep the fingers interlaced and inhale, slowly come up. Little back bend at the top. Inhale, look up. Release the arms. Open up warrior one, warrior two, and bring the right elbow to the inside of the right knee. Left arm up. Now right here, get lower through the legs. Keep the back leg strong, engaged, so you're lifting that left inner thigh. Turn the top palm to face forward. You can lower to the floor or wrap and bind. Now, if you're bound, can you start to straighten the right leg? Can you keep the bind and turn your right toes in? Fold down the center. Breathe. Keep straightening both legs. Let your head hang. And then look down. Start to shift your left foot in, shifting your weight into your left foot, and come up to standing bird of paradise. So you're lifting your right foot, still the bind. Full pose is when the right leg is completely straight. Keep lifting the chest. One more breath. Slowly lower. Release the bind. Meeting in a Prasarita. So hands are in between the legs. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Start to walk the hands back. Crown of the head reaching towards the floor. One more breath. Good. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Walk the hands to the front. Turn the right toes forward. So both hands are on either side of the right foot. Lower the left knee down. We're going into lizard, a nice hip opener here. So you can stay here. Or you can keep, for a more active pose, lift the left knee. Or work to the forearms. Breathe. What you really want to focus on to get the most out of your lizard, is to not sink over to the left side. So a lot of times people think, oh, if I get closer to the floor, I'm going to feel it more. No, that's not always true. Can you keep lifting your left hip up so you're not dumping over to the left side? You're actually pulling your right hip back. So you're working to square those hips. Pulling your right hip back is going to make you feel it more, hopefully. And then start to pull your chest, the sternum forward. Breathe. Our hip openers, we always need a little extra time here, so enjoy 2 more breaths. Good, and then come up onto the hands. Roll to the outer edge of the right foot, opening up the knee to the side. So first option, you stay here. Second, you can start to push the knee out. Third, you can start to lift your back leg if you want to add a quad stretch. I like to get into the toes, so adding fingers in between toes of that back foot is a nice option too. And then for a little bit more, you can add a nice twist, pulling that right shoulder back. Keep pushing the hips forward so you're still getting into your left hip flexor. Be mindful you're not locking out that left arm like I just was. One more. Good, release. Bring the knee back into the midline, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Keep your shoulders stacked over the wrists and just step your right foot back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Down dog, come high up onto the toes and sink the heels. Lift the left leg, open up the hip. Stacking left hip on top of right. Try to square off the torso. And then bring the left foot in between the hands, turn the back heel in, warrior one. Spinning the left hip back, right hip forward. Get a little bit lower and open up to warrior two. So now the hips are really open. You're pulling that right hip back, grounding the outer edge of the back foot. Again, you want to take a look. So right now, without me thinking about my warrior two, My hips are comfortable, but they're not even, are they? So can I pull this right hip down? And now I'm feeling it way more in my hips. Can you keep turning the left knee towards the left pinky toe? Arms out wide. Interlace the fingers, opposite thumb in front, shoulders back, left shoulder to the outside of the left knee. Reach forward through the crown of the head, back through the knuckles. Breathe. Keep spinning the chest up. So you're working to stack right ribs on top of left. Breath is calm. One more. Good, and then start to roll so I like to shorten my stance. It's a little bit more accessible, and then you'll spin your chest to face the front of the mat. Release the head and bring the hands up over the head. One more. Good. Keep the fingers interlaced. Bring the hands to the lower back and inhale up to standing. Little back bend. Good. Neutral spine. Release the arms. Find your way to warrior two. Left elbow to the inside of the left knee. Right arm up. So activating the legs, get lower through the left knee and roll that right inner thigh forward, engaging that leg. So if anyone were to come over and try to stand on this leg, they'd be able to. Not a very big person, but turn that top palm to face forward, reach up over the right ear. Now you can stay here or start to work to the floor or wrap and bind. If you're binding, can you pull that right shoulder back? Breathe. And then if you're still bound, you can start to straighten that left leg. Turn the left toes in and fold down the midline. May shorten your stance just a little bit. Keep breathing. Keep working the legs as straight as possible. Now look down. Start to walk your right foot in. Shifting the weight into your right foot, come up to standing, bringing the left leg with you. You can stay here or start to straighten the left leg. Breathe. Good. Slowly meet back. In that forward fold, release the hands, prasarita. Heels out, toes in, inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Start to walk the hands back. Crown of the head reaching towards the floor, lengthening through the neck. Good, and then inhale, look out, lengthen. Walk the hands over to the left. Both hands on the inside of the left knee, setting up your lizard. So again, you can lower the back knee, keep it lifted, or work to the forearms. What you don't want to do is sink way over onto this right side. So what I see is people, they'll come down and they'll try to get to the floor and they'll kind of look like this. I don't get much that way. I'm pretty sure you don't either. So can you keep lifting your right hip up? Pull your left hip back, those square hips again. Notice a repetitiveness. I know, I can be annoying sometimes, sorry. But it's all the same concept. Can you pull the crown of the head forward, working your chest forward? One more breath here. Good, now come up onto the hands. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Opening up that knee to the side, you can gently assist the left knee out. Again, keeping that right elbow soft. You don't want to lock your arm out. And then if you want to add the quad stretch, go for it. Breathe, keep opening up the knee, pushing the hips forward, getting nice and deep into the right hip flexor. One more breath. Good, release. Bring the left knee into the midline. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step the left foot back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Downward facing dog. Walk the hands to the feet, coming to the back of the mat. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, you can still keep the knees slightly bent. And let the arms hang as you slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Push the hips forward, inhale, look up. Good, neutral spine. Step the left foot forward. Turn the left toes out, so they're gonna face the front of the room. You have a nice short stance, so your arms come out wide. Again, level hips, pulling that right hip in, kind of dropping it, and then inhale, reach towards the front of the room, and exhale, tilt for Trikonasana. Breathe, stacking right hip on top of left. If you want a little more, you can reach up over the right ear. Gaze can be up or down. Really, most of your work is in trying to stack those hips and breathing. So I know for me, this is so intense through this hip flexor, the side, the psoas, all that. So just keep breathing, keep grounding that back foot. Now, if your lower back is okay today and you want a little more, you can reach, holding a beach ball above your head. Breathe. Inhale up to standing and just rotate the feet. So left toes in, right toes out. Open up the arms. Again, be mindful of where the hips go. So you're pulling that left hip back, grounding your left hip. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tilt. Tucking the right hip under, left hip on top. If you want a little more, reach up over the left ear. Lengthening through the toes so you're not trying to grip, trying to loosen, open up things rather than adding more tension. If your lower back is okay, hold that beach ball above your head, breathe, and inhale up. Good, turn the right toes in and step right foot to left, top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up and exhale back. Good. In down dog, lift the right leg, open up the hip, and bring the right knee in between the hands. So we get into lizard, and then of course, gotta do our pigeon pose. So take a look at the back foot, make sure it's directly behind the left hip. Open up the chest, inhale, and gently walk it forward. Hands can become a pillow for you if you want, or you can come all the way down. And breathe. Getting into a different spot. So we have so many hip openers. We are so blessed to have this practice, to have this ancient tradition that's been shared with us for such a long time. So just keep focusing on the breath, creating that space. One more breath here. Good. Now, gently start to walk the hands in. We're going to go into a little deeper version of pigeon today. So lean over to the right, flex the right foot. Bring the right foot forward so your shin is as close to parallel to the front of the mat as possible. Right elbow either near, on top, or behind, somewhere around the right foot. And then half your work is in pulling your left hip down. Half of it is in reaching up out of the right shoulder. So it's that counter pose, that dual action, lifting up, shoulders down the back. Reach forward through the crown of the head. You should feel it deeper into your hips. One more breath. Good, and then release. Bring the right foot in. Lean over to your right to swing around, setting up Ardha Matsyendrasana, nice twist. So get your right heel out of the way to drop the left hip, left hand behind the back, right arm up. Lengthen and hook elbow to knee. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale. Good. Unwind, roll over the knees, vinyasa. Inhale up, exhale back. Other side, left leg lifts. Open up that hip. Keep squaring the left shoulder, and then bring the left knee in between the hands. Take a look at the back foot, make sure it's directly behind that hip. Walk the hands in, open up the chest, and gently walk it forward. Breathing deeply. One side is always going to be different than the other. So for me, this side's a little bit trickier, a little more challenging. And I have to remember it's not my good side or my bad side. There's no such thing. Two more breaths here, keeping them deep, long inhales and exhales. Last one. Good, now start to walk the hands in. Lean over to the left and swing your left foot forward. Again, it's parallel, as close to the front of the mat as possible. Left elbow on top or near that foot. Palms come together. Inhale, reach out of the left shoulder and try to roll your right hip down. So you're working the top of your right foot onto the floor. Inhale, reach forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist. Shoulders down the back. Reach forward through the crown of the head. One more. Exhale. Good, unwind. Bring that left foot in so it's manageable, and swing the right leg around. Drop that right hip. Inhale, lift. Right hand behind the back, left arm up. Hook elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Soften the lips, the jaw. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Good. Roll over the knees, vinyasa. From down dog, look between the hands, walk or jump all the way through. Peel the flesh away from the sitting bones. Hands next to the hips. So engaging the legs, drawing the outer edges of the feet back, rolling inner thighs down. Your heels, your legs are so strong and engaged that your heels are actually up off the mat. And then can you pull the belly button in towards the spine and lift up? That same dual action, so you're grounding through your sitting bones, you're lifting up through the crown of the head. Reach the arms out and up, shoulders soft, and exhale, fold. Just drop the head, tuck the chin in. One more. Good. Inhale brings you up. Left leg stays straight, right foot to the left inner thigh. Peel the flesh away. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, fold. Try to pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more. Good. Inhale up and switch legs. Peel the flesh away from the right hip. Inhale and exhale. One more. Good. Inhale up. Soles of the feet together. Bring the hips close into the heels. Middle and index finger, hook the big toes. Elbows in, shoulders back. Inhale, lift. Good, and then just kind of bring your heels forward. Bring the hands out in front. Bring the palms together. Keep your feet heavy, shoulders soft, and slowly roll down, one vertebrae at a time. Try to keep your feet heavy. Bring the hands up over the head and hug the knees into the chest. And just kind of do some circles around one direction and then reverse. We'll lower the feet onto the mat, feet are hip width apart. Lift the hips for bridge pose. So you can interlace the hands, but if you're going to do that, make sure you tuck your shoulders underneath your body. And then try to pull your chin away from your chest, grounding the feet. Keep lifting the hips. Try to soften the glutes. They want to kick on. They want to work so hard, I know. See if you can soften and really use your your quads. One more breath. Good. Release the hands. Slowly lower down. Both legs straight up in the air. For Supta Dandasana, hands are next to the hips. So you can stay here. Any neck, shoulder issues today, just stay here. This is your inversion. If not, you can push into the hands, lift the feet up over the head for plow, shoulder stand. Keep breathing. Imagine you're being lifted up by your big toes. You can open up your legs, have a little freedom. Keep breathing. When you're done playing, lower your feet back over the head. And straighten out the arms. Keep your chest, your legs close to your chest as you roll down one vertebrae at a time. If you chose the shoulder stand, just take one last forward fold. And then roll onto the back. Hug the right knee into the chest. And twist across the body over to the left. We're going to keep that right shoulder down. Back to center. And switch. Back to center. Let that be enough today. Shavasana. Feet flop off the mat, palms fall open as a symbol that you allow yourself to receive the benefits of this practice, of the hard work you just put in. Can you allow yourself to receive the benefits of just slowing down, doing less? No longer controlling the breath, the body, the mind. See if you can just be here in this space for a few moments. Feeling the support of the floor, softening every single tiny little muscle you didn't even know you had. You can just enjoy the peace, the quiet, the stillness about the Shavasana. Maybe starting to appreciate the silence in between the words, the pauses in between each activity. Can we start to appreciate each and every moment, knowing that there are no ordinary moments? There's never nothing going on. And can we start to appreciate the simple things and be more present so we don't miss out on those simple things? So that when we walk in the park or get gas or anything, we start to notice the flowers around us or that person that held the door then smiled for us. Can we start to be more aware through this practice? So start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Reach up over the head. Lengthen through the right side and the left side. Hug the knees in, rocking a little side to side, up and down. When you're ready, meeting in a comfortable seated position. Peel the flesh away from the sitting bones. Sealing our practice, bringing the hands together. As you thank yourself for rolling out your mat today, maintaining that discipline, taking that time to nurture your body and your mind. I thank each one of you for tuning in, practicing with me today. Drink lots of water. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day. Get lots of good sleep. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day, guys. Namaste.